Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot cards and oracle cards to get a sense of the energy of the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, and also how to navigate within that energy. So I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for each sign of the zodiac, so you can follow along with the whole video, or you can skip ahead to the cards that are pulled for your sun sign. The first one that I pull will be from the Wildwood Tarot, and that'll give you an idea of what you're going to be working with, what you're going to be dealing with for the week. And the second card I pull will be from the Heart of Faerie Oracle, and that'll kind of give you an idea of how to work within the week. At the very end, I'm also going to pull a universal manifestation card for everybody. So if you do skip ahead to your sun sign, make sure that you also skip ahead to that so that you can get a little bit of that goodness in your life for this week. So since it is Gemini season, we are going to start with our lovely Geminis. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020 is the Nine of Stones reversed. So this shows a lot of breaking down the structures that you have built in your life. So it can feel like things are being really shaken up over this week, kind of almost like the rug is being pulled out from under you. It might feel like things are even falling apart. You're being given an opportunity to break free of rigidity, to try things new or a new way, even if you're not trying totally new things entirely, to shift up your routine a little bit. This is giving you an opportunity to break old habits, to fall out of old patterns that you might have fallen into a really long time ago. And it might be a little uncomfortable because it feels like you are essentially deconstructing your comfort zone, but this gives you an opportunity to reconstruct it in a new and more beneficial way for you in the long term. This has a lot of room for long-term growth here, even if there is a little bit of discomfort in the pulling out of the weeds and trimming of the dead growth. This is allowing for a lot more positive change in your life. And the oracle card that we've got for you is the Queen of Hearth and Home. So throughout the week, try to put your focus on what is near and dearest to your heart, whether this is your literal home, your sanctuary, your safe zone, your place of retreat and security and shelter, or if it is the people that you keep in your heart, the ones that set your soul on fire and give you that feeling of warmth in your belly. Connect with those energies. Focus on making your home what you want it to be while you are deconstructing and reconstructing your comfort zone. Make sure that you're making the space where you should be comfortable its absolute most comfortable, its absolute best. Essentially, you are being told to harness the powers of this Queen of Hearth and Home and put the crown on yourself. Make yourself the queen of your own space. If that means following with this Nine of Stones reversed energy and totally, tearing down walls so that you have the space to be you, that might be what's needed. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020 is Balance reversed. So you can probably guess a little bit of what that is going to sound like. Not the easiest week ahead for you, I'm sorry to say. A lot of things are going to feel like they're out of whack, and especially your different selves, your mental self, your emotional self, your physical self, your material self, your spiritual or higher self. They're probably not in alignment. You're not easily seeing eye to eye with these selves and possibly with other people, and other people also might not really understand where you're coming from right now. It can feel like the whole world is falling apart and being pulled out by the root, and especially a sense of almost almost animosity, just frustration and tension, and having a hard time finding a sense of peace and joy. Now, this is a major card, not a minor card. So it is both comforting and less than comforting because this is not entirely within your control. This is something being stirred up by divine or by cosmic energy. So it is something that essentially needs to happen, or is, as some say, supposed to happen. Something that is ultimately most likely long-term beneficial, but in the present just really uncomfortable and imbalanced. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this week says you can do it because it's the juggler. And the juggler wouldn't show up if you couldn't handle this. It might be that you just have to try your best to pay attention to all of the things going on at once. And if you end up dropping a few things because you can't carry everything in the air all at once, or keep everything in the air all at once, those might be the things that are supposed to be put down for now. So try to absorb as much of this juggler's energy as you can, and that'll help you to stay light on your toes, to think quickly, and to be mindful of yourself and you and where you are within all of the swirling energies that's going on around you. This mindfulness of you and where you are within what you are juggling, as well as an awareness of what you maybe should not be trying to juggle right now, will probably play a part in helping to restore that balance. Leo, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Page of Bows reversed. So it might feel like you're, spinning your wheels a little bit this week. It's hard to gain traction or steady focus because there's a lot of distraction going on. Your energy is really split. Everything is going kind of fizzling and sparking in all sorts of different directions. You've got something going on over here. There's a focus over there, something up here. What's going on down here? Really hard to find any sort of consistent forward motion when your own energy is not very consistent. And that can feel really frustrating for you this week because it feels almost like you have little to no control over your energy or what happens with your energy. It might feel like you have no energy, or you have excesses of energy and you don't know what to do with them. And the mental stress comes in because you're not able to figure out the steps that you want to take. You feel like you're spinning your wheels, and you might not actually even be in the vehicle yet because you're still trying to figure out what you need to pack. Now, the oracle card that comes along for you this week is Tink. So when you can't focus on anything else because there's just too much going on, bring it back in and focus on you. Pay attention to the things that are making you happy right now, to the things that are making you feel good, rather than the things that are pulling your energy down. Don't necessarily make it all about you, but if you have an opportunity to shine in the spotlight, this would be a really good time to do it. You might not really be able to be moving forward, at least where you are right now, so try to find a way to enjoy where you are, or to appreciate where you are right now, and to feel appreciated where you are right now. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Queen of Bows. So this is a really creative and passionate and fiery card. There's a lot of potential for you this week to make things happen. This is a really inspirational card as well. So you have the power to inspire and to awaken passions and excitement within other people. Also, try to be mindful of focusing that inwards as well. Don't just give it to everybody else and then leave nothing for yourself at the end of the day. That could be a little bit of a risk. feel things and burn really, really bright. This is about burning as brightly as you can and kind of showing off a little bit, being seen, being felt. But there is that little risk of giving so much that you forget to give to yourself as well. And the oracle card that comes along this week is the paradox. So this is a super duper fun one because it means confusion and things are not what they seem. So with the really intensely fiery, passionate Queen of Bows, you are being essentially warned to be careful how much you invest that passion and how much you burn with that passion, because there is a risk of intertwining your energy with someone or something or some situation, some other energy, and burning really, really hotly and getting really intense. And then, by the end of the week, finding out that it's not what it had seemed. So try to make sure that you are looking at things from every angle, every possible angle this week, including ways that you hadn't previously thought of looking at. Libra, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Nine of Arrows. So there's a lot of hard work this week, a lot of feeling like you are getting back to work, getting back into the swing of things, driving forward. There's also a lot of pressure on you from yourself or from other people or other energies or structures in your life to make it perfect, to be exactly what you want it to be every time, hopefully right away. And that is, it's great for editing and for polishing and making things, cleaning things up at the end once the majority of the work has been done. But it's really a little bit unrealistic if you are going into a project demanding yourself that it is perfect every single step of the way. Try to have a little bit of compassion with yourself as you are driving forward into this work phase over the coming week. The material growth is really, really good, but you do want to be very mindful of your mental health, especially, and the stress that pressure can put on your mental health. Now, your oracle card for this week is the Thief. So this warns of energies in your life that do not have your best interest at heart. And it might not even be super directly malicious or malevolent or untrustworthy. It's just less than beneficial for you right now. So if someone is demanding your time, if someone is making you work harder than you are actually able to work, this is a time to reinforce your boundaries. You might have a little bit of a gap in them right now, trying to bend over backwards, trying to help other people, trying to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. But for the sake of yourself, now is a time to make sure that you've got, no gaps in your security bubble, that you are protected, and you know when to say enough is enough, and I need to stop, I need to rest. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Queen of Stones. So there's a lot of growth here. There's a feeling of material stability and connection. You're starting to emerge and return to the world, rebuilding connections, relaying foundations between you and other people. In a sense of work, this is reconnecting there and starting to feel the trickle of growth and material harvest. This is also a really protective and defensive energy. You're starting to, you're standing up for what matters. You might be fighting a little bit. And with the sense of kind of returning to the world, it's like you're waking up from a long slumber, from hibernation, as the bear does, just to battle, to defend yourself, to defend what matters to you, the people that matter to you. And that can be a little bit of a jolt, but there is a strong steadiness that comes with this that tells you that you have the strength and the foundation behind you to push forward and to charge through any of these energies that are trying to block or oppress you right now. The oracle card that comes for you this week, Scorpio, is the Shapeshifter. So this is about adaptability and showing the different versions of yourself at different times, depending on what's appropriate. So what that means essentially is you have these different faces that you present in the different areas of your life. So work, family, the people that you love, the people that you really don't love, the battle that you're fighting. Each of these different areas is going to have a different version of yourself that you present. So you're being reminded to shift fluidly throughout these different presentations of yourself, and to make sure that you are being adaptable as they shift, so that you can stay connected to each of the situations as they are moving throughout the week. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020 is the Wheel. So things are changing for you, Sagittarius. This is where major shifts happen and cycles end, and you're basically given an opportunity to start a new cycle. And it can be the same one that you've been walking for a while now, or it could be something entirely new. This week, Sagittarius, you may be finding yourself walking into a whole new life. Maybe not your whole life changing so drastically, but one or two, maybe more areas of your life are likely to be undergoing major shifts and changes. Now, this might be a little uncomfortable in the meantime. It might feel like things are ending, people are leaving, things might feel like they're going wrong. It might feel like things are especially being taken out of your hands, out of your control, and that can feel really frustrating. But this is a positive change. This is positive motion. It is stirring up the water so that it doesn't stagnate and poison you from the inside. And the oracle card that you get this week is the Big Behind. So this tells you to look back on what you had thought were past mistakes. You know, at the time you might have thought they were mistakes or missed opportunities, or going, oh my gosh, I really messed that up. And now, from where you are now, you can look and see what those missed opportunities brought or made room for in your life. You know, by walking past what had been an open door, you took a whole other path, and that is what has put you on this course. If you had, followed that opportunity, gone through that open door, you would not be where you are right now. So there is a sense of gratitude and appreciation in the little things that you thought maybe had been mistakes that end up being hidden blessings. And that will also help to navigate throughout these sudden changes that the Wheel card brings. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020 is the Two of Bows. So you have some decisions to make this week, or at least some prioritization to be doing, because you have a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of power, and a lot of potential because of all of that. But if you don't focus it in one very specific direction, you probably won't achieve your goals at the pace that you want to. You won't, find yourself advancing down that path as quickly as you want to. If you're splitting your energy even in just two directions, even just that one more than one, the energy itself becomes diffused and you're not able to make the progress at the same speed that you want to be seeing. So the oracle card that comes along this week is the Pan. And this might help you make your decision a little bit, because this is about fun and living your best life and doing what feels right to you. So you're being reminded to make your decisions based off of what is best for you. This is your life. This is your adventure that you are wandering into. So you should be doing what you want to be doing and approaching the directions that you want to be approaching. Now is essentially not the time to be diffusing your energies with things that don't sing to your soul. So if you are touring between doing what you feel is right for you and what you think other people think you should be doing, pull that attention and that focus towards the path that you feel is right for you. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Seven of Stones. So this is probably going to be a nice and peaceful week for you as far as they go. You're being given an opportunity to heal. You're being given a place to rest and put everything down and just ground yourself. You're protected, you're guarded. This shows people in your life standing up for you and putting themselves between you and energies that don't want to help you, maybe not directly want to harm you, but anything that isn't in your highest interest, you have got shields against. You're being given a chance to just decompress and let go of things that have been causing you a lot of pain. So not necessarily to walk away from things or to ignore things or abandon the things that are making you uncomfortable or unhappy, but to genuinely heal from the root of those pains. Now, the oracle card that comes along for this week is the Queen of Owls. So this is also a fairly peaceful card. This is about, for you in this case, it's about receiving energy, receiving information, downloading, processing, and then figuring out what to do with it once it has been assimilated into your own energy. So this kind of goes along with the Seven of Stones card in that, neither of them are particularly active or forceful or driven cards. They're both pretty restful about, receiving energy rather than the energetic output. You are doing the healing, but you are healing yourself at the same time. So receive the wisdom and the energy of the Queen of Owls that she has to offer, and sort of try to blend that in with the healing process at the same time. That'll help with understanding what you need to do and how to make the healing last to its highest potential. Pisces, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, is the Woodward. So you are painted a little bit as a protector this week, a sort of guardian. It is up to you to facilitate balance between this world and the next world. Now that seems like a pretty big job, but for you, that's just about maintaining balance within yourself so that you can help to facilitate that balance. If things in the world in general feel like they are very out of whack or out of balance, you play a little bit of a part in standing up for what is right in order to maintain that balance. Now, this is not an easy card. It is a necessary card. It is about doing what is right, not what is easy, and trying to be as unbiased as you possibly can in order to see things clearly. You want to put the scales back into balance, not focus on what doesn't need focusing on, essentially. Now, your oracle card that comes along this week is the Hero. And this is pretty connected in that, the protector and the defender energy. This is about doing what is right. This is about It's a little bit of a fighty energy. It's, pushing forward and driving yourself forward. It's, it's very adventurous and facing life head on and facing challenges and cutting them down, because with this card, it tells you that you have the energy and the ability and the tools to cut down anything that is standing in your way. You're given this chance to face your fears and to do what you feel is right in your heart of hearts. So try not to back down from that confidence. Aries, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Nine of Bows. So you have some things to do this week. This is about responsibility and obligation and chores and making sure that everything gets done, especially things that might have been put off. So you're holding yourself accountable this week, Aries, and that's really good. It might be a little uncomfortable, but it'll feel a lot better once all of it is done and dealt with. So you're approaching your rest point. You're not there yet. You've still got this work that needs to get done. You're carrying the groceries home. You're not home yet. You can't just stop because they'll all melt. That sort of thing. You've got to keep moving forward, and especially with things that you might have let fall into the wayside. So there is an addressing of things that need to be addressed over this next week. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this week is the Returning. So you're being told essentially to open up to other people and to allow yourself to start to actually reconnect with the people in your life. As you are holding yourself accountable and doing the chores that have been piling up and tying up loose ends, it's also important that you open yourself up to the connections that are in your life. You're holding yourself accountable to other people as well, and that includes by making sure that they know that you appreciate them, that you are still present in their lives, and maybe reaffirming who is still in your life, going over the connections that have maintained over the last while, particularly if you have been especially isolated or separated from the people in your life. This is a really good time to, reconnect a little bit or remind yourself of the connections that are still there. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of June 14th to 20th, 2020, is the Mirror. So you might be dealing with some revelations this week. This is about seeing things in a new light or a new perspective, and you might be seeing people or situations in your life in a new light than you previously had, and that can be a little uncomfortable. These revelations, not all of them, but some of them might not be what you wanted to see. It might be a little disheartening or a little upsetting, a little disappointing in seeing things as they really are. But the other thing with seeing things from a different angle is, over the next week, you might be addressing situations that had previously felt totally hopeless. And now from this new perspective, you're able to find an angle that you hadn't seen before, that, a new approach. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the Boy. And this kind of helps you with your perspective, seeing things in a new and different way, because this card is all about imagination and opening your mind and opening your heart and being willing to just go with it. So there's a sense of, adaptability and playfulness and seeing everything as a game. So it's reminding you to try to find the light in the situation. As you are looking at things from all these different perspectives, make sure that you are also noting the positive while you are noting what needs to be changed. At the end of all my readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation deck called the Super Attractor deck. So I'm just pulling one for everyone here. You can take the message with you. You can leave it here if it doesn't resonate. It's totally up to you. So this week's Super Attractor card is I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. So, let me know in the comments below what that means to you or how that feels for you. For me, it's just about grounding myself and connecting with my guides or with source, with divine, with universe, so that I can really just know without necessarily knowing what I need to know. But let me know what it means to you. I hope that these readings have been resonant, and I hope that they provide helpful and relevant compasses to sort of just help guide you along your path for this week. Thank you so much for joining me here. Like the video if it resonated with you. Let me know what you thought in the comments and what stood out or what sang to your soul. And make sure that you subscribe so that you can stay connected for more weekly and monthly forecasts like this one. Thank you so much, and blessed be.